here at BB King's for the final press conference leading up to the fight on Saturday, August 1st. It's at the Barclays Center. It'll be broadcast on ESPN, and it's between undefeated Danny Garcia, who will be taking on Brooklyn's Paulie Malignaggi. Then on the undercard, we have Danny Jacobs going against Sergio Mora. And once again, that'll be broadcast live on ESPN. With this, Paulie Malignaggi. Now, Paulie, you've made the transition over to the broadcast world. What brings you back to the ring?
Just the excitement of fighting. There's nothing that can match the excitement of fighting, regardless of what you else do in life. The combat essence of boxing is the pinnacle for me, and so I felt like I can still do it, and I feel like I can still do it at a high level. So here I am trying to prove that.
Now, do you consider yourself the underdog in this, and do you think that you can beat him, or what will you need to do to counteract him?
Yeah, I think I've been an underdog for the majority of my career. It's not they're not new shoes that I'm filling. They're not new shoes that I'm stepping into. It's something that I've become accustomed to, and it's something that I've gotten used to. So there's been times where I've been able to upset the odds, and there's been times where I've come up short. But regardless, it's never stopped me from. It's never deterred me. Being an underdog has never been something that deterred me. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite. It motivates me. So it continues to motivate me, and it'll motivate me for Saturday night.
And your biggest challenges in this fight?
My biggest challenge in this fight, I think Danny's just a solid fighter overall. I think the biggest challenge is just the things he does well. I'm not really looking at it as any difficulties for me. I'm looking at it more as being the best me possible. As a matter of fact, when you just asked me that question, you threw me off because I have not thought of the things that are going to trouble me with Danny Garcia. I've just been thinking of the things that, if I'm sharp, the things that will trouble him, and that's mainly been the homework we've been doing.
Angel Garcia thinks it could be 1, 2, 3. You have any comment to that?
It could be, but it could also not be 1, 2, 3, and it could also be a very difficult night for his son. So it could be one way or the other. It's always that's how fights are. You don't know who's going to win. You don't know who's going to lose going in. But of course, there's a lot of talk. There's always going to be a lot of talk and hyping up of the fight. That's everybody's job, is to make things fun. But at the end of the day, opinions don't come into the ring with us. Just the two fighters come in the ring with us, and the only one that stays in there is the referee. So all those opinions won't matter once the bell rings.
There was a time when you said, "I hate this game." How do you feel about it now?
Well, it's a love-hate relationship with boxing. I think it always is, and it continues to be that way. Right now, with moments like this, you learn to enjoy them and love them because these are the moments that remind you of why you do something like this. You put all those sacrifices in. You put yourself at risk. You put all the hard work in the gym and blood, sweat, and tears, and then you're rewarded with moments like this where you have these big fights and you have a chance to really gain that recognition for all the hard work you put in and really accomplish something. And so right now it's one of those love moments. But of course, yeah, there's always love-hate relationship. Boxing's like a girlfriend.
Hey, the great Doug Stanley here. You want to throw a question?
Yeah, well, Paulie, Anthony, you want to come in with us, please? Join us a second, please. Okay, just come join us. Okay. Been long talked about this. The great relationship. You've been here from the beginning. You and Paulie. You've been in this corner. You've done a great job with Paulie. Paulie, you've become one of the young elder statesmen of boxing. You're a young guy, but you're an old guy. But Anthony, a salute to you, man. You guys have been through some thicker thins, man.
I appreciate that, but again, it's all about the fighter. He makes us look good. Paulie's been flipping the B-side his whole career, and I appreciate it. I think we've done a good job with Paulie, but only because he's taking care of his business in the ring. One thing I will say, we have a great loyal team.
Yeah, and one of the big reasons he's with is because you. Paulie, we talk about your broadcast career, and you were doing interpreting for a long time. That was a big avenue towards you becoming one of the top broadcasters. And the guy that, when you listen to Ray Leonard, you learn about the game of boxing.
Yeah, I enjoy doing the broadcasting from that aspect, teaching people what's going on, how it's going on, why it's going on. All that stuff is enjoyable to me, and that's why broadcasting is something that I love doing.
Mm-hmm. You seem at one time to kind of soured on the game. But what you said, it's a girlfriend that you love. It's hard. It's hard to stop. She ain't no good, but I love her.
Yeah. It's like a girlfriend. Sometimes it's a bad girlfriend. Sometimes it's a good girlfriend. But boxing is a relationship in and of itself, unto itself. And I think every fighter has that to a degree. That love-hate relationship with the sport of boxing, with the business of boxing. So I don't think I'm any different. I'm just more vocal about it.
Now, how did it start with you and Anthony? I mean, because this is a partnership, it's a friendship.
Me,
it's
me and Anthony know
lovely.
each other since I'm a teenager. So we met in the gym. We're from the same neighborhood, and we just created a bond, a friendship. And then over the course of my career, he was always there supporting me and being supportive. And so we became more of a team than we did anything else afterwards. As opposed to just Anthony being around and cheering for me. He became part of my team because I realized he was a guy that wanted the best for me, had my best interest at heart. He's loyal, and it's hard to find real people in life, and it's really hard to find real people in this business. So I think it was important. It's important to have people like Anthony on the team. I think not every fighter gets to enjoy such loyalty from some of the guys that I have on my team, but I have that, and I'm fortunate and blessed to have that.
Yeah, how special is it always fighting in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn?
It's always special because anytime a fighter fights in his hometown, it becomes special. So to have the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, to have it relatively new so that it's still super exciting for anybody that ever takes part in it, it's still something cool. It's something that always gets my adrenaline going more, gets me more excited. You have your friends and family and loved ones in the crowd. You have a vocal, vociferous cheering section, and just in general because Brooklyn recognizes Brooklyn and supports Brooklyn always. And so it's a fun time.
Have you guys set a timetable, or Paulie just messed things up because he's not ever going to stop? He's like, Satchel Paige is going to go. Have you set a timetable?
No, you monitor each fight at this point, and you make decisions accordingly. At this point of his career, but he's still performing at the top level, and doing very well. So that's where that goes. Monitoring every fight, basically.
Okay, Paulie, I'll let you go. You've been, besides a great champion, you've always there for the media. You're candid, you're honest. You're a credit to your race, the human race, man. It's always a pleasure to be around you, Anthony. Thanks a lot. You always find time for us. You're candid, you're honest, and hey, man, no question, you are a Hall of Fame fighter.
Thank you, man. I'll prove that Saturday night.
Yeah. Doc Stanley on Kristal Hart Show, America's #1 female sportscaster and the loveliest. Kristal, it's always a pleasure.
At the moment, we're at Gleason's Gym in Brooklyn, New York, where we had the opportunity to speak with some of the fighters.
He actually approached me back in January. I'm friends with Jean Pascal, and Jean was in a training camp in Vegas. I was working the Deontay Wilder fight, and he approached me and said, I can help you. Let me work with you if you're thinking about. And I was thinking about fighting. I said, honestly, Angel, I was like, Memo, I'm not even thinking about fighting right now. I've been a little bit in the gym, but I'm not thinking about fighting right now. And so when I started camp, I didn't contact him, and then he contacted me again on Twitter, and he said, hey man, what do you think of getting together and what the things I told you, I can really help you. Just give me a chance, He said, you can do whatever drug testing you want. So he's like, as a matter of fact, I tell you to do the random drug testing if you want to avoid the backlash. And I said, all right, let's meet up in Vegas. So we met up in Vegas on Mayweather Fight Week, and he put me through a couple of drills on the track and whatnot, and I liked some of the workouts. And then little by little, we came to an agreement as far as the deal we were going to make for the fight. It was already in the midst of the O'Connor camp. Like I said, I was already being drug tested as I spoke to him, so I haven't been off random drug testing since April, So he's been a good addition. And like I said, I think the biggest factor is the way I made weight. So hopefully I'll feel good and I'll feel rejuvenated, and it'll show itself on Saturday.
Paulie, last we spoke, you said you felt you needed to be a 3-time world champ to make the Boxing Hall of Fame. That's still your motivation coming into this fight?
Yeah, I think it's one of the motivations. I think a win over a solid fighter like Danny Garcia really puts a big thing on the overall name, on the overall resume. It puts a big name. Yeah, I think there's guys in the Hall of Fame that have probably accomplished less than me, and there's guys that have accomplished more than me, and then there's guys that are not in the Hall of Fame that have accomplished more than me, and they're not in there, So I think one of the big factors people don't realize with me is the longevity of my career at the highest level. Some guys have a short prime. My prime's been going on. I've been at the highest level since '06, so my longevity has to be respected. The fact that my losses came to all top fighters, and the time at which I fought them, if you look at the records of the fighters that I lost to, at the time I fought them, not afterwards, at the time I fought them, if you combine those records, it's something crazy. And then obviously some of the key wins I've had. So this would add another key win. It would really mean a lot. I think it's just the overall big picture resume. I think it would at least open the conversation. And we'll see. It's not up to me, but I think it would open the conversation.
Do you ever think you'll get the respect that you deserve?
No, I don't. Because you got guys still asking me if I'm a jabber and a mover. I mean, I've had a 14-year professional boxing career. Maybe they paid me millions of dollars. They didn't pay me millions of dollars to jab and move. So I think. I think my style was severely underestimated and severely misunderstood. But I don't think I don't think anything's going to change from that. There are people that watch boxing and most of them don't understand it to the deepest concepts that I understand that, and it's fine. Even if I'll explain it to them, they still won't get it. So it's fine. Being respected by the public and the media is not my goal. Being the best I can be is my goal, and trying to achieve as many goals as I can that I set out for myself and challenge myself on a daily basis. That's my goal, and that's what I try to do, and that's how I try to live my life.
I'm Kristal Hart reporting from Gleason's Gym in Brooklyn, New York. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the fight.